I had a customer last March drive into my shop in a 2020 Nissan Altima, 71,000 miles. The transmission shudder was so violent the dashboard shook. I pulled the dipstick. CVT fluid was burnt black. She had just paid the car off. The dealer quoted her $4,800 for a rebuild on a car worth $9,500. She left in tears. The exact same week, a guy across town was selling a 2013 Camry on Craigslist, 312,000 miles. Original engine, original transmission, asking $5,400. The same dealership had sold them both new. One car was built to last. The other was built to be replaced. The difference between them is the single thing nobody at the dealership will ever explain to you. There is one engine on this list that the manufacturer settled 5 separate class action lawsuits over and kept building anyway. The first thing they never told you is Honda quietly extended the warranty on more than 1 million 1.5-liter turbo engines in 2019. Most owners never read the letter. The ones who did still do not understand what it actually means. Here's the lie. When Honda rolled out the 1.5-liter turbocharged Earth Dreams engine in the 2016 Civic, the 2017 CR-V, and the 2018 Accord, dealers sold it as the future. Smaller displacement, more horsepower, cutting-edge direct injection. Now here's the truth. Direct injection sprays fuel into the combustion chamber under massive pressure. Combine that with a turbocharger, and a portion of that fuel slips past the piston rings and ends up in your engine oil. The oil viscosity collapses. Bearings starve. The engine eats itself from the inside. This is not a theory. This is the subject of a federal class action settled in September 2020 in the District of Minnesota, covering from 2017 to 2018 CR-V models and from 2016 to 2018 Civics. There is a second lawsuit filed October 2022 in the Northern District of Illinois, covering from 2019 to 2023 CR-V models, from 2019 to 2022 Civics, and from 2018 to 2022 Accords. The plaintiffs allege Honda knew about the defect before the cars ever went on sale. But here's the part Honda really does not want you to know. NHTSA complaints describe owners pulling the dipstick and finding the oil level over the full mark. That is not extra oil. That is gasoline diluting it. Owners report stalling, gasoline fumes inside the cabin. The dealer response was almost always the same. Drive it longer, drive it warmer. The fuel will burn off, and when it does not, spun bearings. Dead engine, a 2017 Civic Si owner in Minnesota documented adding a quart of oil every 1,500 miles by 47,000 miles. Engine replacement quotes ran $5,000 to $8,000 on a car the owner is still making payments on. But Honda's oil dilution problem is a paper cut compared to what Nissan put in its sedans for 10 straight years. If you owned a Nissan sedan between 2012 and 2018, there is roughly a coin flip chance your transmission is named in a class action lawsuit. There are 5 of them. Nissan settled all 5 and kept selling the same transmission anyway. Here is how the lie was sold. Nissan walked customers into showrooms and told them the new continuously variable transmission was the future of fuel economy. No gears to shift. Smoother power. Then the magic words, lifetime fluid. It never needs changing. Now here's what was actually happening under the floor pan. A CVT runs on a steel belt riding between 2 cone-shaped pulleys, bathed in fluid that creates the friction the belt needs to grip. Heat shears that fluid. The fluid breaks down. The belt slips. The transmission shudders and judders, and then dies. Lifetime fluid was never the car's lifetime. It was the transmission's lifetime. By Nissan's own settlement records, that lifetime is somewhere between 60,000 and 100,000 miles. Some plaintiffs reported failures at 20,000 miles. This is the subject of 5 separate class action settlements: Weckworth, Gann, Stringer, Bautista, and Martinez, covering Sentras, Versys, Altimas, Rogues, Pathfinders, and the Infiniti QX60. The transmissions are built by JATCO, a Nissan subsidiary. The court extended the powertrain warranty to 84 months and 84,000 miles, which is itself an admission the unit will not survive past that point. And here's the part that breaks people. Reimbursement caps. At $4,750. Out of pocket, replacement runs $4,000 to $5,000 on a car worth $8,000. The math destroys the vehicle. Mechanics on Nissan forums all say the same thing. Do not fix it. The car is over. That was my customer with the 2020 Altima. And here's what makes this the worst betrayal in modern Japanese automotive history. The engine in front of that CVT was perfectly capable of 300,000 miles. Nissan bolted it to a transmission that could not reach 100,000 miles. But everything I just told you about Nissan, Toyota and Honda are pulling the same trick right now with a different part of the engine, and almost nobody is calling them out for it. There is a $1,000 service nobody who bought a Camry in 2010 has ever heard of. If you bought one in 2018 or later, you will need it every 30,000 miles for the rest of the car's life. Your owner's manual will not mention it once. Here is how the deception works. When Toyota retired the 2AR FE in 2018 and rolled out the A25A FKS Dynamic Force engine, marketing called it the most thermally efficient gasoline engine ever sold in a passenger car. Honda did the same thing in 2013 when the K24A became the K24W Earth Dreams. More power, better mileage, direct injection across the board. Here is what direct injection actually does. The old port injected engines sprayed fuel onto the back of the intake valves on every cycle, washing them clean. The new direct injection engines spray fuel straight into the combustion chamber. The valves never see fuel, so oil vapor from the crankcase ventilation system creeps onto the back of the valves and bakes on. Carbon builds up like plaque. Airflow chokes. The engine misfires and throws codes. Independent shops nationwide and mechanics on Honda Tech report measurable buildup as early as 20,000 miles. The fix is called walnut blasting. Crushed walnut shells fired through compressed air chip the carbon off. Consumer Reports cited an industry shop quoting roughly $1,000 for the service. And here's the part the dealer does not want printed anywhere. The fix is not permanent. The carbon comes back the moment you drive away. Independent technicians recommend repeating the service every 30,000 to 50,000 miles. So here is the math nobody runs. Over 200,000 miles of ownership, that is 5 to 7 walnut blastings. Roughly $5,000 to $7,000 in maintenance, the dealer never disclosed at the point of sale. Some manufacturers admitted the problem and added a second port injector back to wash the valves. Toyota and Honda left their bread and butter 4 cylinders untouched. So when you stack it all up, the turbo killing the bearings, the CVT exploding at 80,000 miles, the direct injection eating the valves, you start to see what's actually happening. They built a generation of cars to die, but there is one specific engine combination they couldn't kill yet, and it's still out there if you know what to look for. Here is what the owners who actually hit 300,000 miles do differently. They drive a Toyota 2AR FE, a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder, bolted to a U760E 6-speed automatic, in a Camry from 2010 to 2017. Or they drive a Honda K24A or K24Z 4-cylinder paired with a conventional 5-speed automatic in an Accord from 2003 to 2012. Port injection, naturally aspirated, timing chain instead of belt, no CVT, no turbo. Toyota Nation owners routinely document 300,000 to 400,000 miles on the original engine, and Mobile One ran a 2015 2AR FE on a dynamometer for 500,000 miles with minimal wear. Buy a clean 2014 Camry LE for around $13,000. Run full synthetic oil every 5,000 miles and skip everything from 2018 and newer. That's the entire secret. The engine combination Toyota stopped building in 2017 wasn't retired because it wasn't good enough. It was retired because it was too good. If this changed how you think about which Japanese sedans are actually worth buying, hit subscribe. I have a video coming on the 5 used Toyotas and Hondas I would buy with my own money before anything new on the lot. The owners hitting 300,000 miles aren't lucky. They just bought the right car before the manufacturers could take it away.